Hey, what is going on, guys? This is Clamshell. Welcome to Wednesday's video. Now, this is a review from Halloween 2018. Now, I went out to the media launch for York Hallowscream 2018, as many of the old viewers of my deleted channel will have seen. Still fuming about how that was deleted accidentally. But I absolutely love the event, so I'm going to be doing a full review of the attraction. So if there's any actors that are watching this from the event, you did fantastic. You really scared the absolute pants off me. And I'm not scared very easily. So we're going to go through this maze by maze and give it a full in-depth review. So warning, there are spoilers. Okay, warning, there are spoilers in this video. Yeah, good grammar. So we're gonna get started straight away here. Now, I'm gonna get on with I'm gonna do the mazes in order. So we're gonna start with Fleshpot, then we're gonna go into Barnageddon 3D, then we're gonna go into Reincarnation, then we're gonna go into the Difference Engine, then 2073. So starting with the Fleshpot. Now, this is like the factory. This is like the meat factory, and going through and different and things like that. Really love that attraction. I think my favourite bit was the, you know, like those like long thin strips, and it looks like transparent plastic, and you have to really push through them. I really love that, because you got the feeling of I can't see, and I couldn't in some parts. It was like walking through cage fences. You had people banging on the cages. It was fantastic. It really was. Out of 10 pumpkins, I'm going to be giving this a good 7 pumpkins. I was debating 8, but I think if it was a little bit scarier, it would have gone to the borderline 8. So that's the Fleshpot. Again, with all of them, in fact, lots of really good theming items, and again, the acting quality was brilliant. So we're going to move swiftly on from the Fleshpot then, and we're going to go straight into Barnageddon 3D. Now, this is the new attraction for 2018. Now, I didn't do the original Barnageddon, but Barnageddon 3D, so they've added the 3D glasses in, and my god, was it eerie as anything. It was so strange. Like, putting the 3D glasses on, you could see, like, the paint on the walls and the actors, like, glowing up, and it was so weird. It felt so weird. Walking through, like, walking down slopes, going upstairs, and it felt like it was going forever. I thought the acting quality again was brilliant. I thought the chainsaw was fantastic. Now, I know this is only October, but there's some bits I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there was like a tunnel bit where... Oh wait, no, that was a Difference Engine. My mistake. I thought it was like a fog room or something where like you really couldn't see anything and stuff like that. But that was the Difference Engine. I'll come on to that later. But I definitely know there was a chainsaw at the end going into the exit. There was like... I was lucky. Any maze that had a chainsaw, I escaped it. I escaped it without feeling a smidge of the chainsaw's rubber or mud or whatever it was. I escaped the chainsaw only just. So there we go. So in terms of pumpkin rating for Barnageddon 3D, I'm going to give that a good 7 again, because I don't think it'll be borderline 8 if it was a little bit scary. I think it was just under Fleshpot, now I'm thinking about it. But it was still a very decent attraction. So now we're going to go into, in my opinion, one of my favourite mazes, and that's Reincarnation. It was the famous clowns, massive fun house, and oh my god, it was like walking into a parallel dimension. The walls were like turned upside down, and it was like there were slanted rooms, and like I felt like I was being pushed to, like, one of the rooms I was like, it was slanted, so I felt like I was walking through and I was being pushed to the side, and you had a couple of actors blocking the way, and it was fantastic, absolutely wonderful. So out of pumpkin ratings for that one, I'm going to give that a really big 8.5 out of 10 pumpkins, because that could have easily been a 9. Now we're going to move into the difference engine, and I'm going to immediately give this 6 out of 10 thinking about it, because this is the least favourite of my attractions. But it was still decent for what it was. All the ratings are going to be above 6 and above pumpkins. So this one's a 6 because it wasn't as strong as the other mazes, but it was still very decent. So basically, at the start of that one, you get scanned or something, and then you walk into like different rooms. Like it was either a 1 or a 0. I walked through the 0. My cameraman walked through the 1. The cameraman being my dad. I'm not going to lie. But my cameraman walked through the 1, I walked through the 0. So we got split up. So I had a very different experience walking through the 0. So I walked through the 0, and it was like, there was loads of banging, there was loads of different things. And then we walked into like this time machine bit. Like, I won't say time machine, but it's like there's like electricity going off everywhere and things like that. And it was like it was very different. And then when we all came back together as one group, we got into different rooms. There was loads of different scares, jump scares. One room that definitely picked my eye out with this one was the fog room. Now this is the room that I was talking about earlier. This is the room where I couldn't see a thing, and not only that, but I heard chainsaws in a fog room. I had no idea what was going to happen. So that was the scariest bit for me. But I'm still going to give it about a 6.5 out of 10 pumpkins. So there we go. So that was the difference engine. Now we're going to move into 2073. This is the final attraction, and my god, this is 10 out of 10. Absolutely loved it. Basically, you go through a time machine bit at the start. This is the time machine bit. It's starting to recall these memories now. So you walk through this time machine bit, and you sort of get transported to 2073, the post-Trump apocalypse. Love the spin there. So you're sort of walking through. You go walk outside. There are indoor bits, there are outdoor bits. So this is like a zombie apocalypse in the Donald Trump American era. There's ambulances, there's doctors being turned into zombies, and it's all set in this cornfield. This is the cornfield of York Maze where the event is set. That was absolutely unbelievable. 10 out of 10 again. 10 pumpkins out of 10. That was scary as. It was like walking through the apocalypse in real life. So basically this was like, you're walking through the cornfield and you walk through different sets. So it's like one bit there was like an ambulance you walk past. There was also a flashing light where you have to walk around a car or like a truck or something. So very, very good for what they did. Acting quality was stupendous. So again, 10 out of 10 pumpkins for that. So now it's time to talk about changes I could make to any of the attractions. There's two changes, one for each attraction. So for the difference engine, it was a decent attraction, don't get me wrong. Anyone from the part that's watching this, or the event that's watching this, don't get me wrong, every single attraction was absolutely decent. Very, very good attractions. Difference engine though, I feel like it lacked a bit. It lacked a bit of fluency for me. Don't get me wrong, like the shockings and the theme of the attraction, don't get me wrong, very, very good. Keep it like that. But I would do it a bit differently. I'd keep the 1 and the 0 entrance because that made it stand out as a unique attraction in its own right. But I would change the storyline, I would rename it, I would do some different things with it, I'd do some very different rooms with it, maybe do some scientific rooms, like those, you know, like those science explosions where you have those tube clouds. Maybe do like a scene where you have like a tube cloud explosion and then it fiddles out into the fog room. Keep the fog room with the chainsaws, that was brilliant. And then my other change is for, and many of you will disagree with this, or you'll think, this was your top attraction, why would you change something? 2073. Now, the reason why I say change something is because it's only one minor thing. Only one minor thing. I would have a tour guide, sort of the first quarter of the attraction. I would have a tour guide sort of leading you through the core maze at the start, because it felt like we were going our own path and we didn't know where we were going, which was quite, you know, it was quite, you know, there was loads of ambience, so and like there was loads of dead ends, so it was like, oh, we don't go this way, we go this way, and then you go through and there was like, oh no, it's dead end that way, I have to go that way. That was good, but I think like a tour guide at the beginning and then a zombie jump out of nowhere and bite him, so you have to, and then he gives you directions as to follow through, so we know which way we're going then. I agree though, keep some dead ends, because then that'll give us a clue as to where we're going, but so we won't get lost. But I would say do a tour guide at the beginning before he gets bitten by a zombie, and then he'll tell you which way to go for the rest of the maze. So I would do that because it gives it more storyline and more fluency. But that's the only thing I'd change with that. In terms of an attraction for 2072, that's 10 out of 10 any day of the week. So then in terms of the rest of the attraction, the rest of the event, roaming actors, I applaud you. I applaud you, because you were fantastic. The roaming actors were unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. If I was to rate the roaming actors, we'd be talking 15 out of 10 pumpkins. It was fantastic on the media launch. It was so good, so good. And I feel as if when I talk about roaming actors, I'm expecting drama, suspense, screams, I'd be expecting dirty looks, I'd be expecting creepy smiles, like, you know, like wide eyeballs, creepy smiles, little waves. I'd be expecting lots of that with roaming actors and entertainment. I know if I ever do Scarefest in the future at Alton Towers with the mazes, I've done Scarefest before but not with the mazes, but I know when I did Scarefest with the Rise in the Dark back in 2011, if I can remember off the top of my head. Yeah, it was 2011. When I did the Scarefest Rise in the Dark sort of thing, I saw the roaming actors back in 2011. I noticed how creepy they were, which was amazing considering. But I sort of feel like the roaming actors at York Hallowscream completely topped Scarefest 2011. It was fantastic, really, really good. The ambience outside at the entrance was fantastic. You could hear screams already. And of course, what topped my day was it. Now, this is a true story. Some of you may say, "Oh, you're making this up because it's a celebrity." I'm not making this up. I was in the queue. I was literally first in the queue for the new batch to go into this pre-show bit where the talking head will talk to you about the event, the cautions, the health and safety rules, things like that. And then the chainsaw guy runs in at the end and sort of scares us off into the event. So, very good touch there. But while I was standing in the queue, someone came up behind me. I turned round and I noticed who it was. It was Charlotte Bellamy, who plays Laurel in Emmerdale, and I met Eden, who plays Belle, Jeff, who plays Kane, and I spoke a lot with Mark, who plays Marlon. You were all so nice, so it was a pleasure meeting you all. Charlotte was the one I spent time with the most, because I saw her when we spoke to her again, but I spoke to her in the queue for like 5 minutes. We were talking about the event, and she was so scared. She didn't know what to expect. So I want to say thank you very much for the conversation, Charlotte. Charlotte Bellamy. It really meant a lot to me, and it was so nice that to meet a celebrity after a while, because the last celebrity I met was like Barry Chuckle a few years beforehand. So yeah, sorry to hear about that, but it was so brilliant to meet someone. So yeah, so that pretty much topped my night. So there we go. So that's York Hallowscream as an overall pumpkin rating. So that's the roaming actors, the entertainment, the scare mazes, and everything else that happened on the night. I would give it a good 8.5 out of 10. Because even though there should be a few tweaks to the scare mazes, I do feel like the event as a whole was spectacular. One of the best in the UK, if not the best in the UK. And I know Coaster Crazy can back me up on and say that he thinks that York Hallowscream and Tully Shocktoberfest are the best UK events for scare mazes. And probably one of the best UK Halloween events. So I know he told me that York Hallowscream was amazing, one of the best, and he already said that Tully's was one of the best as well, so he can back me up on that. So there we go, so that's this review from York Hallowscream. Again, make sure you vote for me for Best Newcomer and Best Instagrammer at the Clamshell Awards. You've only got a couple of days left now. It closes as of this video being uploaded, it closes tomorrow evening around midnight, I think. So I'll be able to find out the results Friday. So thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any next future content. My name is Coach Chal. Keep living the coast like my dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have an awesome day.